everyone, it's Justin and Scott, two dads again from Brrrrm, Australia, and we're coming to you today in a Mazda MX-30 EV, fully electric. Now mate, with the increasing popularity of EVs in Australia, I thought we should try out Mazda's very first electric vehicle, the MX-30. The MX-30, it was launched in Australia in July last year, and it's a very interesting looking car, isn't it?
It is. It definitely got a lot of external design cues. Yeah, absolutely. It's great that Mazda's got a fully electric car now on the market.
Yeah, it's what Mazda calls a SUV Coupe. And it's got hints of the old Mazda RX-8. Do you remember that with its suicide doors?
With the suicide doors, yeah.
This has got the same suicide doors, hasn't it? Now that you've had a drive of it over the last couple of days, give us your impressions. What do you think?
So firstly, yes, all those styling cues externally. You know, you've got different coloured paint, different parts of the car, so different coloured roof to the body. So that dual tone really sets it off. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have all the design cues on the outside of a lot of electric cars that definitely look like an electric car. You've still got the grille at the front. You know, it looked a bit more like a normal car to me from the outside.
Okay. All right. Yep.
Yep. But definitely quite classy. Definitely Mazda's trying to continue to elevate their cars as a premium product, and it comes through as soon as you see this car, in my mind.
Mate, driving impressions. It's a front-wheel drive car. Like it's the electric motor is actually positioned over the front axle. So yeah, front-wheel drive. It makes 107 kilowatts and 271 newton meters. But the curb weight's actually, I reckon, relatively light for an EV. It's only 1442 kilos. It's smooth, isn't it, the way it drives? The power delivery is good. It makes good use of the available torque. Do you agree?
Absolutely. And so you're right, I think it's quite a light car, right? Even when you open the bonnet, there's not much under there. So
you could probably actually fit a little kid in there, couldn't
yes, you could, an extra passenger. It might not be too comfortable. But so I think they've definitely gone with the philosophy of building a light electric car.
Yep.
And it pays off because it is actually quite a nice car to drive. Steering's really direct. Power delivery is nothing amazing. It's not going to take your breath away, but it's very smooth. You've got this ability to change the regen when you're driving, so you get some of that electric automated braking, you know, in the regen. So there's a lot less you have to use the brake pedal. So you get this very smooth ride, particularly in this car.
Yeah, it is running 18-inch wheels, so like they're not outlandish, like, you know, big wheels.
Yes.
I found it like it's pretty firm. But like you say, it is comfortable in the city. But when you hit potholes and that, it can be a bit jarring. But
that was the only thing I saw. There's a bit of jarring, especially in all of our potholes that we have around at the moment. Yes.
Around town parking, I kind of found that it's a relatively small car. It does sit high like an SUV, but the big pillars, like when you look over your shoulder, it's pretty claustrophobic in the way that, you know, if you want to park it or something like that, isn't it? It's lucky it actually has lots of cameras and a 360-degree camera.
It does. So you've got a lot of the safety assistance to help you park the car, but definitely, yes, vision out the back is fairly small. Vision on the side is impaired by the pillars. Vision out the front, though, is excellent. So and you do sit up quite high like an SUV, so a lot of people like that, and this does it well. Yeah.
Now, mate, it's got the MX sort of name about it, this car, MX-30. So do you think it sort of has that sort of MX sporty trait like MX-5 and things? Does it deserve that MX title?
When I think of the MX name, they are icons of the motoring world. So I think being an SUV, it doesn't quite live up to that. But, you know, there are a lot of those styling cues, so suicide doors and that coupe look at the back, it's definitely different to what else is on the market.
Okay, in terms of practicality, family friendliness, look, I probably have to say it's not designed to be a family car, so we'll put that out there straight away.
Yes.
So, you know, so it's not pretending to be a family car. That's right. The battery range in this car is only 200 kilometres, but I think conversely to that, one advantage of that is that it is a bit quicker to charge. I think you know, it takes about 3 hours to get it from 20% to 80% on a public charger. and about only 9 hours when you plug it into your home 240 volt connector. So this car's probably best as a city car or a second car, would you agree?
Correct. I think, I mean, people have to be aware that's a smaller range than a lot of other competition. But if that's going to satisfy your day-to-day usage of this car, jumping to work, back, the shops and back, and you remember to put it on overnight, it's actually quite a sweet spot for a battery in the fact that it sort of does that overnight charge just on a 240 volt. So even if you're not at home and you do have a faster charger at home, but you're away for the night, you can plug it into a normal 240 volt and get it back to 100%. But you are going to be limited by that 200 kilometres. Yeah.
Okay, you touched on this before. It's a very stylish car, isn't it? It's got hints of RX-8 with the doors and you know, like it's a cool looking car.
Yes.
The market that Mazda's sort of fitting this car in, it's sort of like a premium electric vehicle, a stylish premium. I reckon the biggest competitor to one of these might be a mini electric or something like that.
Yeah, because it's also got all those great styling cues.
Yeah.
Absolutely classy, a bit different, a bit individualistic as well. So if someone's looking for something that's going to stand out and be a bit different, yeah, I agree. I think that's the logical competitor.
The interior design too, mate, like they've really gone to town on using interesting materials, I thought. I mean, look, there's cork in the car.
And quite a lot of it too,
Yeah.
right? And all these sort of trays around here. I actually really like it. It was easy to put my mobile phone on. It's certainly...
It's different.
Yeah.
And also too, like the felt on the side there is made out of recycled fabrics, and this leather here on the side, the brown leather, it's artificial leather. So they're being environmentally friendly, not killing cows and stuff like that to do it. So
it's got a real premium but unique feel to it. So it's a real
definitely.
differentiator.
Yep. But I just wanted to throw this one at you. Like, do you think is it design over practicality in some ways? Like getting into the back. You've got the suicide doors. They're very stylish, yeah.
Yes.
How did you feel about getting into the back of this thing?
I'm not a big fan of those suicide doors, to be honest. I mean, they do look great, but I think getting in the back was very difficult. So I don't think you'd want to put an adult in the back of this car for very long at all, and even some sort of significant sized children would really struggle to do many hours in the back.
Yeah. It's probably better off for like really, like, I guess baby seats and things, isn't it?
Baby seats, it would work okay. Yep. So you probably got a few years when the kids are really young that it would work.
Yep.
But yeah, I think predominantly that they're short trip use. So people that don't have 4 people in the car that often, this car would suit that more. Yep.
Yeah, the rear does feel a little bit claustrophobic due to those large pillars and the sloping back there, doesn't it?
Very little window space to look out. Yes, exactly.
And the other thing, I suppose, is that getting out on the passenger side, or on the driver's side, I suppose, you can't get out without the front doors being open, can you?
That's right. So yeah, with those smaller doors at the back, you need to make sure if you're on the driver's side, the driver then needs to undo their seatbelt because it's connected to that door to let them out the back, and it's quite a small space to get out. And then on the passenger side, there's no electric controls on that seat, so there's a manual operation. Yeah. And you need to move the seat forward, reach forward, undo the passenger side full door, and then do the smaller door after that. So there's a lot of stretching to get out if there's not someone in that passenger side seat.
Yeah, it seems a little bit like an oversight not to put that electric operation on this side, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, I thought so. I was surprised. Yeah, exactly. Would make it a lot easier to get in and out.
The boot space in this car, I thought it's acceptable. Like it's not too bad, and I guess again, it's not meant to be a family car, and it'd probably take enough shopping luggage and that for 2 people. So
yeah, absolutely. And I think if you went away with it on the weekend, you wouldn't be able to go too far. But
200 k's.
You can put the seats down and everything, like and then you'd have quite a large bit of boot space. So if you're picking something up that's bigger than normal, there's a fair bit of boot space back there. Yep.
All right, mate. Value for money. Now, the MX-30 Electric comes in 1 trim level, which is Astina level. That's the top of the range model. It has a list price of about $65,490. It also, this particular one comes with that 3-tone paintwork on it, which is like black on the roof, silver on the sides, and then the body colour. That's an extra $1,490. Now, we live in New South Wales. the government in New South Wales does give electric vehicle rebates, EV rebates. I think it's $3,000 for the first 25,000 electric vehicles sold, but it's for vehicles worth up to $68,750, and that level has to include all on-road costs like dealer delivery charges,
Yes,
but it excludes rego and stamp duty. Now, this car might be applicable for that, but it depends on vehicle options, I suppose. So you're better off checking with your Mazda dealer to see if it's going to apply for that. But it is exempt from stamp duty in New South Wales, the registration stamp duty, because all EVs under $78,000 are applicable for that. So that's a good saving there. Now, because it's the top of the range Astina model, it comes with a lot of good level of standard equipment.
Very much so. Yes.
Yeah, comes with the 18-inch wheels, as we mentioned, the sunroof as well. You've got the 10-way electric driver's seat with 2 memory. So, did you find the seats comfortable? Are they?
Yeah, very comfortable. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Brilliant heated steering wheel, heated seats, which we've got on today. Of course, it's actually only about 7 degrees. So
it's about 3 when we started.
Yeah, that's good. It's got an 8.8-inch infotainment system, but it's not touchscreen. So you have to go through the knob here to actually change things.
Yeah, I did find though this works really well. Like the knob, I didn't find that was an issue at all. And the whole heating area down here, controlling the rest of the stuff in the car, worked for me, was very intuitive. Right, jumped in, was able to use it and understand it really well. So. And it's got both the manual and sort of the touch screen driven elements, and I found that really good.
That's touch screen, but that isn't touch screen.
Yep.
If they made that touch screen, it'd be perfect, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, just a thought.
I thought it was okay. Yep.
Anyway, you can get Android Auto, Apple CarPlay in the car as well. It's got a 12-speaker Bose sound system, which I found during the week. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I was
actually
very impressed by that, actually. Yes, I agree.
Yep, and it comes in sort of one trim colour, which is the brown with the black. So they call it vintage brown Maztex, which I guess is artificial cow, with black cloth seats. So,
yep.
In terms of safety, it's pretty much got the standard level of what you'd expect of a car like this.
Yep.
It does work.
It works. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's working very well. It's not over the top. It just does what it needs to do. It's good. Very impressed.
Now, mate, running costs. It comes with a 5-year unlimited K warranty.
Okay.
The battery in the car is an 8-year, 160,000 K warranty on it. So it's got that. Servicing requirements for the MX-30, it needs a service every year or every 15,000 Ks. And the cap price servicing on the Mazda website, I had a look. First year is $153. The second year is $422, then back down to a $153, then up to a $422 again, and then back down to a $153. So it comes out around about $1,300 for the 5 years if you wanted to keep it for the warranty.
Yes.
Okay, mate, X Factor. Now, it's something that we always try and look at in terms of, is this the kind of car that you're going to look back when you park it, or check your reflection out when you're driving past somewhere or anything like that? What do you think?
I think this definitely has X Factor.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the two-tone paint, some of the external design cues. It's definitely a good-looking car. And that's the outside. Then you get on the inside, and again, it's got a real classy feel to it. It really has X Factor inside. It's got this cork. It's got different materials than we've seen, regularly. So I think this is a car that if you want to differentiate yourself from just your standard sort of fit out, this car has it in spades. Yeah.
I think you're right, because it doesn't come across as a full-on futuristic EV, does it?
No.
It's still very much like a car, but it's stylish. So that's a good thing.
Yes, I think so. It's thumbs up for me.
Okay, just want to put out a big thank you to our friends at Mazda Australia for the loan of the MX-30. It's Mazda's first EV.
Oh, absolutely, Justin. I think I feel very privileged that we're at this early adoption of fully electric cars.
Yeah.
And to be driving a fully electric car, one that's designed to be, electric. we're seeing some of that stuff start to come together in different ways for different manufacturers, and I think they're feeling their way. And it's exciting to see, what manufacturer A is doing compared to manufacturer B. And this one, we're seeing something that doesn't have huge range or any particularly put back in your seat sort of power, but a really nice car that drives really well with really great design cues is a really good proposition, I think, from Mazda. So it's exciting, and it'll be great to see what Evolution 2 looks like. And the next few years, it's just going to change so much, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do agree. Okay, thanks very much everybody for the continued likes and subscriptions and everything like that. And yeah, plenty more to come. We'll see you later.
See you guys.